Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be asking the question, does your spice organization look like this? And if so, would you rather make it look like this? In that case, you're in luck because I found a really great modular spice rack and some really interesting spice jars. The best part is that they're pretty darn cheap. So you ready? Let's get into this. Just a quick note, my reviews are based upon the things that I think are important. That might be a little bit different for you, so what I recommend doing is after watching this video, you watch a couple of other videos from different content creators. That way you get a wider range of praises and concerns, which will help you make a much more informed buying decision, and that is the most important thing of all. Okay, as far as the spice rack system, this stuff is designed to go inside your drawers, and these things I found are really super simple. In fact, all they are is a whole bunch of little plastic dealies like this. The way these work is that they have a female end on one side and a male end on the other side. And all you gotta do is attach these together, just like this. You just kind of snap on, right on together like this. And you just keep building these across until you fill up your drawer. On the bottom side, they have all these little slots right here. And the way these work is that if I have a row set up just like this, and we'll just pretend this is the front row in your drawer right there, well, then you would set these in right behind them, and the second row would slot in to one of those slots there. So you'd be able to use this to adjust where exactly this sits based upon the size of your jar. From here, you would just build this out sideways to fill up the width of the drawer. And then with these layers, you can build it back to get it back towards the back of the drawer. These things ended up being really super cheap. Also, you can see these little squares right here. These come with these little felt pads, and all you would need to do is take them off of the little sticky backing, just like that. And then each one of these would just sort of go right in there if you can get it nice and straight. Like that. In addition to these, I got a whole bunch of these little spice jars. I got ones that are square, like this, because they'd be able to sit in here without rolling around. And really, you can see that if I put a whole bunch of these together, how this is going to kind of look in the drawer. See, like that. Not too shabby, huh? These little jars that I got are actually pretty unique. As far as size, they're 1.8 inches across and 1.8 inches deep. Obviously, because that's square. For the height from the bottom of the jar to the top of the lid is 4.3 inches. These are made of glass, not plastic, and that's a plus for longevity as long as you're not dropping them on the ground or anything. And they got this blue plastic stuff on here to protect them during shipping. The actual top has got this stainless surface to it. Really, it's just a really thin stainless overlay over plastic, but it does look pretty nice. As far as top goes, you have 4 settings. You can see right now this is closed. I can turn it right here, and then you got the small holes there. If I turn it again, then it's got 2 holes, but they're a lot bigger. And then I got this third hole here that's more for a pour. This might be a little bit on the small side for some people, depending on what you put in the jar. But for me, I don't really expect that to be much of a problem. And then one more time, and it's back to closing it again. The top here spins around, but you can remove it for cleaning, just like that if you want to. I wouldn't recommend doing that too much though, because that's just plastic and so is that up in there. So probably if you do that a few times, you're gonna break these tabs out. The good thing though is that you don't ever really have to do that. To remove the entire lid, you can't just twist the top here because it just spins. So I would just turn it 45 degrees like that, just so you can reach the normal tabs right here. And then you just get a grip and twist them all off together like that. The only thing you gotta remember is that when you tighten this back on, it's probably a good idea to make sure you line that up since this is square. I think they do make a round version of this and that would alleviate this. But honestly, I don't really see that being too much of a problem. In addition to getting the jars, you get a couple of other things too. You get a whole bunch of these labels that'll go right onto the bottles. In addition to these pre-printed ones, you get a whole bunch of blank ones too. Kind of like this and down over here. For these, you get this little white marker that comes in the package as well. And with this, you can write right on the label whatever's in the bottle. And that way you still have a nice uniform look to everything. A third thing you get in the package is also this little funnel. And this comes in pretty handy. You can just set this in the top of the bottle and pour your spice down in there. That way you don't make a huge mess like I do normally when I'm filling these bottles up. So, pretty nice little package. All right, let's see what we're looking at here. And this is what most people's spice drawers actually look like. Honestly, I probably think most people's are a lot worse, with a lot of spilt spice all over the place, and this thing is probably packed a lot more full than this is. I actually don't ever keep a spice drawer like that, and for the most part it's only like that so I can do a good before and after. Remember, I just got done building this studio, so there's no way that shit would happen this fast. Anyway, let's get all this out of here, and we'll get started. Okay, like I said before, we're gonna build this out from the front. The only thing with these modular pieces is that you want to make sure that it's pushed together in such a way that everything stays nice and flat. Because you can kind of tweak them and stuff a little bit, and you want it to be flat as possible. So we'll start right there. These are IKEA cabinets, so the sides of my drawers are curved a little bit, so you're not going to be able to get this all the way into the corner on mine, but it's close enough to look nice. The good thing is that these go together pretty darn fast. Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. And this is how my drawer looks like when it's completely finished. Just for frame of reference, this drawer happens to be a 36-inch wide drawer. And the depth on it is just standard depth. It just looks really big because the drawer is so large. You can see that at least my drawer, this comes all the way out to the edge. You do have this little nub sticking out on the end here, but you're gonna have that. If that really bugs you, you can always cut those off too. In fact, to me it would have been a little bit nicer that instead of just forming this into the plastic and having everything set up in a daisy chain, that they could have made this piece an independent piece that would connect onto both sides like this. That would have been nice, and it would have been a little bit more streamlined too. But for what this stuff costs, I mean, I can't complain about that at all. For these jars, it's just as simple as filling them up with this little funnel that it came with, and putting on these labels. I'm gonna save you a little time and just streamline the process so you can see what it looks like. And here's what it looks like finished. What? I didn't quite get it done because I ran out of jars, but you get the basic gist. They really did do a nice job with the labels because it really does come with a lot of them, and pretty much everything I had was covered by the pre-printed labels. But I did have a few here that weren't. So if you look at this, I had to use one of the blank labels for this Korean barbecue spice. And the little pen that they give you is kind of like a dry erase marker. So if you mess up or if you change what's in the bottle, you can just use a damp cloth and you can wipe that right off of there and start over. Also, about this little funnel here, stuff tends to get stuck down on the bottom there because it's not really all that wide. So what I ended up doing for the most part was just kind of pouring stuff in. You may want to use it, or maybe even use one with a little bit wider opening. Also, a quick critique about these little bottles is that this stainless overlay is extremely thin and extremely fragile. In fact, on a lot of these, you can see some waves in it or some dents. And when you're taking the protective sticker off of these, it's really easy to scratch the top of these as well. In fact, let me see if I can find one of these that's kind of beat up a little bit so you can see. Like this one right here with the Creole seasoning. Let's see if you can see that. Right there, you can see how it's kind of warped on the side here. This is probably the worst one of the bunch that I got here. Right there, you can see it quite a bit more. I don't know if that's really a big deal. Honestly, I don't care. At the end of the day, these bottles were just about $1 a piece, so they're really not expensive. In fact, I think that's a pretty good deal for something that's made out of glass like this. One last thing I'd like to mention is that you might even want to just use regular spice bottles that you get out of the grocery store. You can actually do that and save a lot of money on the bottles themselves, because normally when you get them from the grocery store, they're all uniform size, height, and look. But one thing you need to be careful about is how tall the bottles are that come out of the store. Most of the brands seem to fit this thing pretty good, but some of the McCormick branded ones are a little bit taller, and those ones stick up past the top of this a little bit, which would make the whole thing kind of wonky. Other than that, I think this is a great solution, and I think it looks fantastic. I've taken a look at a lot of different ways to organize spices, including putting them into your pantry on little shelves, and a whole bunch of in-drawer solutions. Doing it this way not only turned out to be the cheapest of everything I've tried, but also ended up looking the sharpest and fit the drawers the best. Let me know down in the comments how you organize your spices and if something like this would benefit you. If you'd like a little bit more information about the organizer or the jars that I used in this video, I do have Amazon affiliate links to them down in the description. If you buy anything through those links, I do make a small commission, but it doesn't change the price that you pay, 1 cent. If you like this video, I did something similar right here where I did the organization inside of a pantry. If you don't have the drawer space to do something like this, that might be a good alternative. Well, that's it for now. I hope to see you back again here really soon, and until that time, I'm Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.